Yeah, hi everyone. Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes,
Please
ma'am.
confirm. Okay. Yeah, thank you. So, we will start our session. Before I'm going to start our session, I just want some confirmation from you. So, the people who joined here, how many of you are not from Harsha trainings? Please raise your hand or you can message on WhatsApp window. Yeah, please respond on the chatting window. If you do that, then we'll start our session. Please do it fast. So here joined Suma, Balaji, Khan. Who is this Beniz? Please try to join with your proper names. Bhargav, Chetan, and one person joined IDs 7749 7984 and Vasavi, Saraman, Harshavardhan, Jagadishwar, Krishna, Lasya, Madhu, Murthy, Shubhangi. So I'm asking who are not from Harsha trainings. Everyone, you are from here only? Okay, anyhow, after that I'll take the confirmation. So we'll start our session. Good morning, everyone. So before starting our session, first I'll introduce myself. Myself, Jhansi. So here this is your post training 12th batch. Okay, and here already one demo is completed, right, on October 19th. So for that demo, you people, anyone joined, you can unmute and respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is another demo for the same program. Okay, so if you wanted to continue, you can continue, otherwise you can leave, no problem. Okay, so okay, anyhow, we'll start. So in this entire 1 hour of session, what we are going to discuss? Okay, so first of all, what exactly you are looking for? My question, if you want to post training, for what the reason you are interested to join for this post training? And everybody of you already completed your regular programming, right? Like a regular training, you have completed. Then why you already, like, why you are again looking for this post training? For getting a job. Okay, so in this today's session, first I'll explain what is the procedure. Okay, what is the procedure for post training? And if you join for post training, what will you get? So if you wanted to join for any training, you may expect something from the training, right? So if you join for this post training, what will you get? Okay, that is another point. And after that, what are the things we'll cover here? After that, like the duration and everything we'll discuss here. So before going to start the discussion, like when you join for this post training, what you will get, further, like a further question we'll discuss here. So everybody of you, are you ready for my question? Now I'm going to ask you a question, so please try to answer for my question. Is it okay, everyone?
Yeah, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's say for example, you have a database. Okay, in that database you are having 150 150 records. Okay, that is related to operators. That is related to what? Operators. So the requirement here, you have to fetch. Okay, you have to fetch the operators who are related to users group. Okay, now how can you achieve this requirement? So what are the steps will you create? Yes, please respond. This is my question. Okay, yes, you can respond through normal. You can unmute and you can respond. So Chetan responded, by using report definition, by passing the filter condition, we can achieve this requirement. Okay, so first of all, as per our business requirement, now I'm going to explain answer for my this question. Okay, so actually you have some operators in your database. Okay, that operators you have to fetch and show it on UI. That is one question. But here what? It is not related to all the operators. In your table, you may have different group of operators. Okay. That is like manager group of operators you may have, user group, okay, and some other rule. So here your requirement, you have to get the operators of user group. Then what you will do for this requirement in the sense, first you have to create what? You have to create report definition. Okay, you are saying you wanted to create a report. So where you will create the report? That is my question. In which class? In the data admin operator ID class. Yes or no? What is the instance class? Data admin operator ID, right? Okay, you will create the details in like report in the data admin operator ID class. Then what is the next step? What are the details you have to fetch? What are the OOTB properties you have to fetch? Yes, please respond. So, we
PEGA
want
user
the
ID
details to
page.
display like PX create operator. Yes or no? So, who created this operator? And if you wanted to see to whom this case routed, in the sense PY user identifier. After that, PY access group. Yes or no? This is related to access group. Now, up to this, you will get the records from the database. That means what? Entire 150 records you will get. But here, what the requirement? You have to get only user details, like means user related operators data. Operators data you have to get. Now, how you will pass the filter condition? Filter condition, please explain. If you know, you can explain, otherwise I'll explain the things. Please respond. So where we can see, my question, where we can see operator details. Operator details, suppose you are the person you logged into PRPC, so you have to see the details. Okay, see the details. So where you can see the details of operator?
Clipboard.
On clipboard.
Records of
So on clipboard where? On
Operator ID
clipboard you'll
page.
be having four different type of pages. Under system pages you'll be having
Operator ID page.
operator page. Okay, after that Under operator ID page, you will be having all these details related to PX create operator, PY user identifier, PY access group. Likewise, you will be having some type of data. Now, in your report, how you'll pass that like a filter condition. So, first of all, you have to already you created report in your data admin operator ID class, right? Is this mandatory now to give the patient classes reference here? Please respond. No, already because we created report in our data admin operator ID class. After that, how you will fetch the data? So that access group, okay, access group related property, access group equals to operator ID page dot operator ID page dot. Here you have to pass like operator ID page dot access group py access group equals to what? Suppose whatever the structure LIC auto colon users, okay, that access group structure you have to provide here. Then it will fetch the access group related to only users data. So till now you are having the data of users with you. Now my question, you have to display, you have to display on UI. Then what is the next step you will do? What is the next step you have to do? Yes, please respond. Yes, already you fetch some data from the table by using report definition. By passing filter condition, you are getting some exact data. Now your question, you have to display that fetched the information onto UI. Now what is the layout you prefer to create? Yes, please respond, any one of you. Okay, you have
Layout.
to create a table layout. Okay, so for the table layout, what is the source we have to give? You have to give a source as a report definition, yes or no? And what are the sources for table layout? What are the other sources for table layout? We can give
Page list.
page
Data
list,
page.
we can give reports, and we can give data page. Yes or no? So by giving this source and by giving a mapping fields, you can display the data onto your UI. Yes or no? Next, my question. So you displayed 50 operators. Okay, suppose by passing all the filter conditions and all the things, you got 50 operators. Now these 50 operators you displayed on UI. Then regarding that routing part, okay, so you just selected five operators among 50 operators. That selected one, like that selected operators, you have to display on next screen. So to achieve this requirement, what is the rule you are going to create? Please respond everyone. So here few people are responding and few people are not responding. Please try to respond. Okay, you can create one checkbox. To that checkbox, you can give a property as reference PY selected, and then so whatever the table layout you are displaying, In that table layout you can give the reference like py selected property, py selected property by taking the control as checkbox. Now based upon this checkbox property value, so for that checkbox what is the return values, what are the written
True.
values? Either true or
True or
False.
false?
false. So, if user selected, that means if the person selected that checkbox, it becomes true. If it is not selected, that will be false. So, where you can check this true or false value? If you subject,
When
like if you submit one work object, where the data will store
Clipboard.
in the
on
clipboard.
the clipboard. Okay, on the clipboard where you can see work object information
PY work page.
under PY work page. Okay, if you give any page references under the PY work page also you may have some customer page. After that under that customer page or some other like whatever you will be having. So here generally you referred operator ID page, right? Operator ID page. Under that you will be having the checkbox property that is related to PY selected. This PY selected is OOTB1, right? That you can see in your PY work page. So this PY selected equals to true. Then what you have to do? What is the logic you have to perform? Copy the data of selected operators from where? From display page 2. That means from list of operators page 2 selected operators. Yes or no? Is this our requirement or not?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, you have to check the value of that is py selected equals to true. That means in your list of 50 operators, you may selected first operator, third operator, fifth operator, seventh operator. Okay. Only these four operators you have to display on the selected operators page. Okay. Now, what is the rule you have to create? Which rule we can
When
create for this requirement?
we can create when rule and then call in data transform.
Okay, so that when rule you can create or else you can write a normal logic also. But
Yes.
whatever you said, that is data transform. Okay, so by using data transform rule, we can achieve this requirement. And alternate to this data transform, can we achieve this using
Activity.
activity? Okay, so actually by using activity page copy method, or you can use property set method. Okay, to achieve this requirement, copying of the data from one list to another list based upon the conditions, you can use activity in that page copy method and property set method. Okay, apart from this, alternate to this one, we have a data transform rule. Generally, what is the purpose of data transform rule? If you want to assign any data or any values to the property, yes or no, to the property, we can create a data transform rule. Or if you want to copy, right, to copy the data from one page to another page, another page, or one list to another list, then we can go with the data transform rule. Now here my question, what are the steps? That means to achieve that requirement, how will you write the steps? First of all, So already you have data on clipboard. That means first screen data you have submitted. From the operator page, you have selected 4 operators and you just clicked on submit. That submitted information is available on the clipboard. Now, when user clicks on the submit button, whatever the next screen is going to load, in that screen you have to display only that selected operators. Then what you have to do? So first of all, you have to call this data transform on click of submit button. Yes or no? When user click on submit button, you have to run data transform rule. So then where you have to call this rule, where you have to call this DT rule. Please respond. Where you have to call this DT rule? In the
Post processing.
post, that
A
means in the flow
post
action.
process.
In the flow action rule, we can call. So according to your business requirement, you can call either at pre-processing or post processing. So as per our business requirement now, you have to call it post processing. Post processing of your assignment. Right? After that, you called, then it has to perform some action, right? On click of your submit button, you are calling one data transform. Then in that data transform, you have to write the logic, right? In that logic, what are the steps you will write? That is my
Append to
question.
method.
So when, first of all, when that is selected, then only you have to perform the action. Otherwise, there is no need to perform any action, right? So when py selected equals to
True.
true, then only perform the action. So okay, this step is becomes true. Then what you have to perform next? Then
We
what
can
you
use
have to,
append to method.
you have to use
Append to
append to
method.
or append and map to.
Append to
Based
map
upon
to.
your requirement, you have to use these methods. Then what you have to mention here?
Page list.
Source page and source
Target page.
page and target page. Source page and target page you have to mention. So here what is the source page for as requirement? Operator ID page is our source page. And what is the target one? Selected. Okay, selected operators is our target page. Now in that selected operator screen, you have to display what is the layout you prefer.
Table layout.
That is also table layout. For the table layout here, what is the source we are going to give? Please respond.
Page list.
Page list. Because we are copying the data from this operator page list to this selected operator's page list. Then you can give directly page list as a source. Whatever the data you are getting onto clipboard, that you can show it on UI, right? So this is, if they ask any question during their interview, this is the way of answer you have to give. Is it clear everyone with my question and my explanation? Everyone please respond on the chatting window. This is not a
Yes,
question,
ma'am.
this is a confirmation I'm asking. This program should be one to one communication, okay? Not like I'm talking and you have to sit here and you just listen, not like that. Everyone please respond on the chatting window. Okay, so next I'll ask another question. So for that requirement, you have to say which rule I have to create. Okay, let's say for example, you have a requirement. Okay, so there is a case life cycle you design. Case life cycle you design. So in that case, like cycle, you have three stages. On each stage you will be having different steps. Okay, so as per my requirement, when you create a case, that case should be routed to one operator. Okay, that is operator 1. Imagine operator 1, when he submits the data from the operator 1, that case should be go to either second stage, either to second stage, or to, that means when user submits, suppose there are three stages. Okay, in that three stages, first stage if you execute, that case should be routed to operator 1. Okay, based upon the value of the value of next screen data. Okay, next screen data, you have to decide either this case route to work list or work queue. Okay, so that previous property is that maybe insurance type. Suppose insurance type, if that is personal loan. Okay, if that is personal loan, you have to route this case to work list. Okay, if that is work list. Okay, if that is commercial vehicle, you have to route to work queue. Okay, this is your requirement. Now to achieve this requirement, what are the different rules we have to create? Yes, please respond. Is it clear with my question, everyone? Okay, you are saying about decision rule, right? So I'll explain the procedure. When you create a case itself, that case should be routed to operator 1. Okay, then he collects the information from the customer. There he just selected that insurance type as personal loan. Okay, then that case should be routed to work list. Then where you will decide this logic. Okay, then in the next screen, if you observe, there are different types of routings, right? That means to work list, to work basket, or you will be having customize routing logic. There you can customize your logic. If that means if insurance type equals to personal loan, personal loan, then route the case to work list. Work list is nothing but a single operator. Then directly you can mention that operator ID, right? Operator ID. Else what? Otherwise, this case route to work queue. If you mention like this, based upon your clipboard page property insurance type, this case will be routed. That you have to write in your customized logic of routing. Is it clear, everyone? So inside of your customized logic of routing, the source you have to provide is decision tree. Okay, source is decision tree. By configuring that, you can achieve the business requirement. Now there is another question I am going to ask. Okay, so suppose you created one assignment. Okay, one assignment you just created, and this case is routed to one operator. Okay, let's say for example, operator 1 to operator 1, you just routed one assignment. Okay, so if he completes the task in that mentioned time period, that's okay. Else, if reaches some time, you have to perform some task. That means rerouting of task. rerouting of a task to another operator. Then, to achieve this requirement, what is the rule you are going to create? Are you able to
SLA.
Yes, please,
We need
Rashmi.
to configure SLA.
You need to create
SLA rule.
SLA rule. So, how you are recognizing to create a SLA rule? Just by listening the requirement itself. Because that is related to timings, right? Timings. Because they are providing one target timing. Suppose I am the person, I assigned a task to you. Please write this task by end of today. If you are not completing this task, I'll give like some other restrictions. I'm just trying to provide some restrictions. Then there you are providing some data related to time, having some escalations also. If you not complete this task on time, I'll do something that is related to escalation. Here also same thing. This is timing related one, and this rerouting is the escalation related one. Yes or no? So that's what inside of SLA you find goal time, deadline time, past deadline time. These all the theoretical discussions and interview point of discussions we'll discuss while in our regular technical discussions. Okay, past deadline time. Then in your goal time, just suppose you mentioned um, some time interval like 2 hours. If they are not completing this task in that 2 hours, you have to perform one escalation, that is reroute this task to another operator. That operator is operator 2. Okay, that is operator 2. Then what is the action you select here? Action in SLA, what you will select, that is related to transfer. Okay, transfer. When you select this transfer, there you can see the option related to either to work list or to work basket. Okay, so then according to your requirement, if it is breaches this time interval, even though they are not completed that assignment, this will take the action and transfer the assignment from this operator 1 to operator 2. Okay, so that's what, by listening the requirement itself, you have to get the idea what are the first rules you have to create. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so for the questions, whatever I just listed here, so what you will get if you join for post training. Okay, so this is what till now whatever I just explained, the procedure, like by asking the questions, you will get the idea what are the different rules we have to create and how the logic you have to write and what is the way we have to think. Okay, so this is the different things you will get if you join for the post training. Okay, is it clear, everyone? So that is the first discussion we just completed. Now I am going to explain what is the procedure for the post training. Okay, so the procedure for post training, it is around 45 days to 2 months of duration. Okay, so actually this is based upon the student performance only. This may completed within 2 months or this may get delayed for few days. Okay, either like 5 days to 10 days based upon the student performance only. I'll conclude this timing like a time period. After in this timing, in this time period, what we will do? So every week, okay, you have to consider this like weekly wise. Every week on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Okay, Friday we have to connect for the connect for the technical discussion. Technical discussion. And what we will do next means on Thursday, one more day. On Thursday, we have to connect for the review session. Okay, I'll explain what we will do here. Review session. So, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we have to connect for the technical discussions. So, what in the sense of technical discussion means? So, we'll be having so many rules, right? So, from basic rules, from properties, sections. Please respond. What are the other rules? Flow actions, flows,
Close.
mm, decision rules, data pages,
Data
and
transfers,
Data transfer.
activities,
activities,
Activities.
data
data
transfer,
transfer, RD,
Validation.
and
Validations.
reports, validations.
Imperatives.
What more?
integration,
Imperative.
Declaration rules already. Okay, not
Okay.
mentioned.
integration,
Declarative rules.
integration,
Integrate.
Okay, we'll go with that. And before that, we have circumstance rule, correspondence rule,
agent,
and come to integration part. We have integration related, soap and rest
agent,
integration. Okay.
agents,
After that, related to agents, we'll be having standard and
standard and
Advanced.
advanced. Along with we have job
Job.
scheduler,
job
The
job
scheduler,
scheduler and
queue processor.
processor, queue processor. And here we missed one thing, that is SLA related,
and
routing related, and what we
Click
have
to work.
harness related,
Oh, sorry.
harness related one,
case
and what,
types,
yeah, case type.
Optimization.
data types,
Case type, dates. Okay, and then come to this job schedulers queue process. After that we'll be having listeners concept, listeners, and in this listeners we'll be having file and
Email listener.
email listeners. After that is integration, database integration related one, and then we'll be having finally what, access related rules, like what is access group,
Excel integration,
operator related one. Which one?
Excel,
Operator related.
Excel integration,
ABAP app.
Excel
Attachments.
integration, that is nothing but you wanted to
Attachments.
format your file, right? Attachment related ones.
Access group.
Attachments mentioned already.
Local. Local.
Attachments. Okay, so like this, if suppose something here are there, some few rules are missed, I'll try. I'll cover in your regular period, like training period, no problem. So whatever the rule I mentioned here, property sections, like most of the rules. About these all rules, now how we will discuss by asking the questions, and how you have to answer for the questions. All the discussions we will discuss in this time period of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, but that is related to interview point of discussion. Here, our main motto is to deliver the content. Okay, Suppose 100 questions if I teach here, if you may get another question not related to this one, you are unable to answer, right? So that's what our motto is, to deliver the concept related to each rule. First of all, I'll explain concept related to the rules, and then what are the most possible questions they may ask for the interview. I'll cover in this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of our discussions. 1 minute. Okay, so the timings, this is like 1 hour of time period. So every day, that timing I'll discuss with you everyone after this demo session. Okay, so that time we will let you know what is the timing. Is this comfortable with these timings for everyone? Morning 7:30 to 8:30.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Thank you. So I'll confirm what is the time period. So on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we will connect 1 hour of uh, this time for every day. After that, on Thursday, what we will do means that Thursday timings also I'll mention during your training. Okay. So on the Thursday session, what we will do means I'll assign one project to you, right? Everyone, one project. First, I'll explain. Here, we will cover 2 to 3 projects. Okay. But first of all, one project is related to build from scratch. Build from scratch. That in the sense, everything you have to do by yourself only. Another one is related to enhancements. Enhancements related project. Okay, so first project is related to build from scratch, in the sense, after this demo session, the persons who are successfully completed their interviews, then I'll conduct 1 day of session that is related to project explanation. That may take 1 or 2 day, like a 1 or 2 hours of time period. In that 1 hour or 2 hours of time period, I'll explain the entire concept of that project. This project we just divided into user stories. Okay, so these user stories I'll assign to everyone. Then you have to start working on the project. Then first you have to start with the user story 1. In these user stories we have 1 to 10 user stories, but the starting procedure what you have to do means you have to start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so like this only you have to implement. If any one of the user story if you skip, you can't complete this project, because everything is connected one. Based upon output of first user story, second one is dependent. Based upon the second one, third one is dependent. Third one output, fourth one is dependent. Based upon fourth one, fifth one is related. Like this, everything is related and interlinked each other. So first in a week you just completed first user story. Then what you have to do here means, on Thursday you have to connect for the review session, and you have to present your work. You have to present your work. Suppose few people they may do, few people they may not do, right? So for that persons, that in that criteria what we will do means, I'll provide one zip file. Okay, one zip file related to completed project. That completed project you can import, that means you can deploy in your environment, and then you can check the points, what are the different steps you have to implement, and you can start working on your project. Okay, so on Thursday session you have to present your work, and then if you unable to perform the things, you can go with this zip file also. And in the next week what you have to do means, you have to start with the second user story. If you are completed with the second user story, it is very good and well, you can start working on the third user story. Okay, like this you have to complete all the 10 user stories. In this entire project we will cover most of the rules related, even related to integration also. At the third point, like third user story itself, you have to work on the integration related concepts. Okay, that means from the third party application you have to consume the data. So that's what you create integration at the third user story itself. Is it clear everyone? So what is our next procedure here? In the sense, it is first point you have to remember, it is not like a regular training, not like regular training period. So in the regular training period, what we will do in the sense, Harsha used to take business requirements and he'll explain, right, each and every step to create and explain, right? But here it is not like that. Everything you have to do by yourself only. This is just like we will provide some hints to you how to implement your user stories. Okay, so whoever the person's ready for this type of procedure, then only please try to join for the post training. Okay, it is not like a regular training period. Here will not do any type of spoon feeding. Okay, everything you have to do hard work. Why mainly we introduce this training period? In the sense, few people, they may just looking for, they just want to improve their hands on practice. And one more thing, some people, they already trained from some other institutions and they just wanted to improve their skills by implement different type of business requirements. So that's what, by considering all, we just implemented this post training procedure. Okay, so it is not like a regular related program. Okay, and here to join for the post training, you have to give the interview. You have to give the interview, and that is like basic related one, because I just want to check with your skill, either you are good with that or not. If you are not even good with the basic rules, then how I can take you people? No, right? So that's what, I'll take the interview for everyone before start with the post training batch. And next, enhancements related project. In the sense, already suppose you may completed one project. Okay, that completed project zip file also we will provide. And enhancements in the sense, so the same thing, suppose one project you already implemented, so you got one new requirement related to that same project. So few properties you have to remove and few properties you have to add to one screen. Then what you have to do, you have to modify the section, right? And another requirement that may related, suppose you have a table layout. Okay, so in that table layout, above to that you have created one property. So that columns to the table, how many number of columns or rows you wanted to add, that field you have to decide at the above. Okay, suppose number of rows you just wanted to that like added to that table, you want based upon this property. Okay, if you suppose mention number of rows as 3, automatically in that table layout, these three rows should be added. Okay, if you modify this as 2, these 2 rows automatically you have to add. Suppose if you mention 5 rows here, okay, number of rows as 5, you can give manual adding rows also. That means automatically 5 rows already added. If you provide add or delete button, even though if you are trying to click on add button, that sixth row should not be added here. Okay, so like this, there are some other business requirements related to this enhancement project. We will provide one by one. So actually, the thing here is you have to maintain a basic knowledge to join for this post training. Is this clear for everyone? I think I just explained everything related to this one. So if you have any queries, you can ask here. And one more point here. First of all, when you complete first project completely, then only I can provide another one. Why the reason also now I'll explain. So if I provide first one, second one, or third one also, suppose you just start with the first one and you stuck it somewhere and you stopped and just started with the second one. Same thing happened with the second one also. Second one also you stopped and you started third one. The same thing happened. Then you didn't completed any one, right? So that is our not motto. So first of all, you have to start with your first one. If you stuck it somewhere, then start working on. That means you have to contact me and take the confirmation and ask few doubts whatever you are getting and try to resolve that one and try to continue with the first project itself. Then by doing hard work you can complete your first one. Then you can ask me. That means during that review sessions I'll review each of your user stories, right? So according to that I can provide another one until and unless I can't provide the second one. Okay, so this is what the procedure of post training. And is it clear with everyone? And is it okay with my flow, everyone? Please confirm. Suma, Khan, Beniz, Bhargav, Chetan, some 77497984, Vasavi, Sai Divya, and Servan, Harshvardhan, Rachana, Krishna, Lasya, Madhu, Murthy, Naresh, Hardasarathi, and Subangi. Everyone, please respond. If you are clear with my points, you can ask if you have any queries. Otherwise, we'll wind up this session and that interview scheduling forms will share with you. So, try to schedule your interviews on this Monday and Tuesday. After this Monday and Tuesday, from Wednesday itself, we'll start our training like a post training project discussion. So, within these 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, try to schedule your interviews, and from Wednesday onwards we will start our project. Okay, so you'll be having 4 days of session, 4 days of time, right? That means Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But don't schedule on Tuesday itself. Okay, try to schedule on Monday, Tuesday. Is it clear, everyone?
Clear, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. Okay, then thank you, everyone. So we'll meet on next class. Thank you. What is the cost for this post training means? Yeah, Chetan, you can do WhatsApp message to this number. And one more point, whoever joined here, please do WhatsApp message. Then only I can share further details with you. Please do WhatsApp message to this number 83283 93256. Hi ma'am, today I joined for post training. So please send me the details for scheduling of interview. Okay? So if you share the details details to this number, then I can share the further details with you. And please mention you are from Harsha Trainings, from which batch. If you are not from Harsha Trainings, please mention I am from outside. Okay? Like this, please mention. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone.